everybody, I'm Jo, and I thought I'd just come on today because of an experience I had yesterday that made me start thinking about fear. So yesterday, my daughter goes to Brownies and they got the great opportunity to go onto a Sky Trail. If you don't know what a Sky Trail is, it's a big structure with ropes and ladder and going across vertically. So you're on a harness and you just walk across, and they've probably got a low level, a medium level and a high level. So as we went on there, we were great on the low level, and she wasn't that particularly scared, a little bit tentative, but we went across, and with a little bit of coaching of how good it was, she was managed to get across there. And she just built up the confidence to go up to the higher platform. We walked up the stairs and I says, whatever you do, don't look down. So what do you think she did? She looked down, and all of a sudden that panic, that fear was, why have you just said don't look down? And one of the older children, one of the 9-10-year-olds around this, says, whatever you do, don't tell someone to look down. And I thought, there's me, a sports and performance psychologist, and as a parent, being in parent mode, I automatically said that. And it was all good intention, but what happened was I drew the attention to the fear and the fact that we was quite high up and not to look down. And it's a little bit about, if I said to you, if you like chocolate, then stop thinking about chocolate now. And I imagine the first thing that comes into your mind is that you're still thinking about chocolate. And that's because our brain just helps us interpret our language, but it doesn't know the difference between not thinking about it and thinking about it. It just hears the word chocolate or the word looking down. So that's exactly what she did. So if you are watching this on live, just say hi in the comments or hashtag replay. But what I thought I'd do today is just talk about, as parents, what can we do to help our children with the fear? So the first thing is to recognise that they do have that fear, and not to ignore it or just say get on with it, or what you're worried about, you're not going to fall, because that is not going to help them at all. That fear is there for protection. It's there to keep us away from danger. So we do need to recognise it, to say, okay, I know this is a situation where we're at risk. Say if it's in the gym and they're trying something first on the beam that they've never done before, or they're a skater and they're trying a jump on the ice that's probably gone from a single to a double. And then it's about accepting that there is a fear, but then finding evidence of the reasons why. And what I've come on today is just to share you a little visualization that you can do with your child to help them let go of that fear. Once you've recognized it, once you've accepted it, they can then let go of it. So what I'd like you to do is, when you get a moment, you go to a quiet place where you and your child cannot be disturbed, and you can get them to either lie down, sit down, whatever's comfortable. Ask them to lie down or sit down, close their eyes, and imagine that they're sitting on a beach or in the park, and they're just enjoying the sunshine. Let them feel the texture on their feet, and just imagine what it's like. Get them, they've got a great imagination to tell you what they see, what they hear, what they feel, and how they emotionally feel. So for example, it could be sat on the beach, they can see people just lying there doing sandcastles, they can hear the crashing of the waves, they can feel the sand on their feet, but they also feel that sense of safety and calm. And in the distance, just say to them, there is a mountain, and there's a mountain, and there's a path from the beach or the park into the mountain, and they're going to walk up the mountain. But first of all, what they'll notice is a rucksack on the side of them, and they need to put in that rucksack onto their back and they're going to walk up the mountain. And as they walk up the mountain, just ask them to put all their worries, all their fears into this rucksack. And if they feel safe to do so, ask them to tell you what they're putting into the bag. And as they're going up and up into the mountains, the rucksack gets heavier and heavier with all those fears, all those worries. And when they get to the top, they'll see a hot air balloon with a basket at the bottom. And I want you to tell them to go up to the basket, and I want them to throw all of those fears, all of those worries that they have into the basket of the balloon. And they'll notice there's some scissors on the side and this little ropes that is connecting the hot air balloon onto the ground. And they will just need to go in, snip the ropes, and allow the balloon to go up into the air, letting go of all those fears, all those worries. Hi Julie, hi Amanda, hi Emily. So once they see this balloon going up in the air and they're letting go, it's then just allow them just to find a nice safe space where the balloon was, just to sit down and just imagine what it is they want to replace those worries and fears with. So is it to have confidence, so self-esteem, be able to do a particular move or a skill, and just get them, just spend a few minutes just imagining what it would be like if they could achieve these performances, dreams, goals, whatever it is that they want to achieve now that they've got rid of these fears. And when they're ready, just tell them, just take about 2 or 3 deep breaths, come back into the room, open their eyes, and then just have a little chat afterwards about how they like that, and if it's something that they enjoyed, what was good about it, what they saw, and then they can just let go of that fear and you can concentrate on what it is that they've done. So if I just talk about that and see if that is useful for you, put in the comments if you have a go with your children, what effect that has on them, how well they visualize, and I'll speak to you soon.